Hello there. So, today's topic, relaxation versus distraction. Now, we're very aware that as Christians, God tells us to have a Sabbath rest. In fact, He makes it fairly clear He wants us to have a Sabbath rest. In Exodus chapter 35 and verse 2, He says quite clearly, "The seventh day shall be holy, a day of Sabbath rest. If you do any work, you will be put to death." See, rest, the Sabbath rest, for God is a life and death matter. We have a God who is rather than demanding that He wants more of us and more of us and more of us, like some employers. He insists that we rest. It was a reflection, a contrast to what their life was like in Egypt for the Israelites to be told to rest one day a week. So, how do we relax? How do we rest? Now, in these times of isolation, there are some people who will have a lot more time than they used to. Others will find family life can be quite busy, quite intense, and if you're expected to carry on working, your life is still quite intense. So the question is, what do we do for relaxing? And the problem is, what we do often is not very relaxing. See, when life is busy, and we can look for whatever will distract us rather than what will relax us. So distractions would be things like social media, Facebook, Instagram, binge watching box sets on Netflix, eating lots of chocolate. But we find that too much screen time, too much social media or food leaves us more frazzled than we expected and a little bit more overweight. So what do we need? How do we relax? Well, in fact, this is a good time of year to actually carry out that relaxation. But it does involve being quite radical. It means turning off the TV, putting your phone down and not looking at it every 5 minutes. It means taking the time just to sit and stare, just to look. And in that looking, in that time when we just stop, God sometimes can actually speak to us. We can read, we can pray short prayers. They don't have to be long prayers. We can just rest. We can enjoy God's creation. At the moment I can look out my window and I can see birds flying around and I can see plants growing. I see little signs of life here and there beginning to develop. Or we can close our eyes and just ask God to speak to us. It turns out that relaxation is much more difficult than we imagined. But we must learn how to distinguish between relaxation and just distraction. Let's try that. Let's put those things into practice during this coming week.